Welcome back to Oathbound Gaming. Today we're taking a look at a game called Lost Epic. Lost Epic is a side-scrolling action RPG with some Souls-like type of mechanics where you die and you lose your resource, right? We're going to take a deep look at Lost Epic, and at the end of the video we're going to do a pros, cons, and final thoughts. Let's do this. When you first start the game, you're going to be in a black and white type of art style with a little bit of color thrown in here and there, like bushes, enemies, things you're supposed to hit. But very quickly, we're talking like 2 minutes into the game, you're going to find this building, this treehouse type of thing. The voice acting is in Japanese. I'm going to go ahead and skip through it. And then you'll reach a point where you get to select your avatar. And it's just the way your character's going to look. These bottom 8 are locked, so we get to choose from the top 8 at first. When we first start, they all look quite feminine to me, except for this dude maybe, and this dude. Alright, we'll go with the blue-haired chick, right? You get to change your voice as well. We can give him a manly voice. We'll stick with one. There you go, that's feminine, right? We're gonna go ahead and go, and then when we do that, when we complete this character creation type of step, we're gonna add some color to the world. You'll see things are definitely a lot brighter. And as we leave this treehouse, yay, things are now colored again, right? Let's move on to the combat. We're gonna keep scrolling right, running towards the right, and we're gonna enter our first real battle. So when you're fighting enemies, you have the opportunity to roll behind them to do additional damage. You can roll to evade attacks. You'll see back attack there, additional damage. In addition to that, there is a stamina-like bar, that circle there, and when that fills up, you can execute an enemy like that and go for a quick execution. On the right side, you'll get like a combat evaluation at the end, and it'll let you know how well you did, and then you'll get rewarded based off that. And as you can see, when that fills up, you get an execution like that to finish an enemy off quickly. There's also a heck of a lot of loot to find, secrets, which I'll show you shortly. But we're going to keep going a little bit. We're going to do a little bit more combat, because that's the best thing about this game, right? Combat's fun. There is a skill system. That's one of my skills. At the top right, you'll see the upwards attack like that. It's like a little uppercut with the sword. And you'll get more abilities. And to use the abilities, it's just a cooldown. Just a cooldown. You don't have to worry about mana or any sort of resource. The only resource I guess you're worried about is that green bar up there. That's your stamina bar, which will deplete based off your attacks. I just found another blade in the ground, which you can customize weaponry later. I'll show you that system as well. I'll show you everything. You'll leave this video knowing everything about Lost Epic, what you're getting yourself into if you decide to pick the game up. Pretty cool, right? On the right side here, we got a plant. You can loot those as well, get resources and craft items, craft heals. Also, there's a farming-like system. It's not very intuitive. You plant down seeds, and you walk away, go do your quests and stuff, and when you come back, they'll be grown. You don't have to water them or anything of the sort, which is good for me, because I'm not into that type of water your plants, you know, change the soil and all that. I just like doing that. I pick up the plants, and I keep going. You'll get seeds from vendors later if you wish to do that. You don't even have to. Flying enemies. Combat is really fun. Form a beautiful aerial combo. I got additional resources. Let's take a look at the menu real quick. So here we have our stat screen. We can equip our weapons, equip skills as we unlock more of them, and ornaments, which will give us like passive buffs. There's 2 sets of gear you can have equipped, so you can quickly swap between your main set to like a secondary set and have a heavy weapon with it, because there's 3 weapon types in the game. It's going to be light weapons, heavy weapons, which we don't have yet, and ranged weapons, which we also don't have yet. But I'll show you guys that as well. Accessories, armor, body is kind of like what makes us look the way we do. That's the outfit we chose. We can change that later as well as we unlock more stuff. The most impressive thing about the game's progression system is... We'll go towards... No. I don't have it yet, do I? No. I'll come back to that. We'll unlock that together since this is a new save, and you guys will see the progression system, the talents, the attributes and stuff. It's somewhat vast. It's got a lot of customization to it. All right, let's skip on. Let's move on a little bit. Let's fast forward so you guys don't have to see this whole thing. It's mini boss time. So we got a little bit of a mini boss here. Mini boss can be countered. You'll see that yellow. Okay, red you can't counter. You wanna be careful of that. Yellow, if you time your ability, you can counter it with that, which is really, really strong and very important during combat. There we go. Combat is awesome in this game, I'm telling you. Alright, our first boss fight. And I walk right into that. So, boss fights can be quite difficult. You definitely have to get good at dodging, get good at countering, such as that. So you pull off counters like that, you can do a lot of damage to a boss. So the combat is definitely challenging, and it requires a fair amount of practice. Which is good, though, because I enjoy challenging games. I enjoy games that get tougher. And if you're having a lot of trouble in a game, you can summon someone in to help you. That's right, the game's got co-op. And I will detail that further in the video as well. I'll show you guys how that system's gonna work. But I don't need help right now. I got this. As I get even. Alright, there we go, our counter. I was able to knock him down because of that stamina bar was filled. That circle. Ooh, there's another counter. Ooh, that attack's fast. We almost got him. Counter. I was too quick on that one. Should have waited a little bit longer for him to get a little bit closer to the ground. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. Counter. Finished him. We got a lot of anima for that. That's that red resource. I keep calling it the red resource. It's anima. Anima. There you go, on the right side it'll say anima. So when we progress onwards, towards the right, we're going to go towards this NPC here, and this shrine. This allows us to save, and allows us to heal, and it allows us to level up, which is important, because we like that, right? We like getting stronger. So we're going to offer anima to this, and it's going to level us up. And we're going to get skill points. If we go to our tidings, which for some reason they call it that, we are going to see all of our stats and our tree. Our tree here is where we could spend our points. We're gonna go. I like staying alive, right? So I'm gonna spend points on my Constitution here, which also increases my max equipment rate or equipment weight, which is very, very good because that helps us stay alive. In addition to these points you can spend, you'll also see that there's some skills here that are learned by monument. You'll see that at the bottom right. These ones that are grayed out. Learned by quest, learned by monument. So as you explore and find these monuments, you'll automatically get these upgrades. And as you complete quests, you'll get these upgrades. So it's more than just leveling. There's going to be other ways to learn these very, very, very important stat increases. In addition to unlocking just these stat increases, we can unlock new recipes. If you take a look there at the bottom right, slay neutral enemies, 100 of them, will be able to create a tight suit, which anime girls in tight suits, ooh baby. So besides that, there's also, you could spend skill points to unlock recipes as well without having just to kill enemies for it. Ring of Vitality knowledge. So there's a lot of stuff you can unlock using this. So how exactly do we go to the crafting? Well, if we go to this NPC here, Konnichiwa, we'll be able to materialize, and she'll teach us about it. This is a little weird. It says create weapon right now, but if we go there, there's more than just weapons here. We can create a lot of stuff. We can create bunny ears if we want. Accessories that do nothing, but accessories that do stuff. Increase focus. So that's good. It's a stat increase. So we'll be able to create all sorts of weaponry and accessories and stuff. At this screen here, we'll be able to enhance weapons. That's just, you find a weapon you really like, you could spend anima, if you look at towards the bottom right, to increase the attack. And on the right side, you'll see it'll bring the attack to 12. Or up from 12. Up from 10 to 12. I think that's how it works. There we go. Evolve weapon. We have the opportunity to change weaponry, to evolve it to a different weapon altogether. So see, like this here standard blade at the top of this box I have highlighted, it'll become standard blade V2. That gets it stronger. It changes the skills on it, but you can change that standard blade and have it, you know, change to something else entirely. The unspoiled blade I have has a little bit more customization options here. We have 3 options, so you can change your unspoiled blade to 3 different weapons here. And you'll see at the bottom right, we have enhancement materials that are required, as well as anima to change the weapon into a different thing. In addition to that, we can create items. Here we can create some grass seeds, which I'm going to do because I wanted to show you guys planting. You can plant, you could also use your medicinal herbs that we're going to plant. So again, at the bottom right, required materials to craft more heals. So we can say, yeah, you know, let's craft more heals right now. And now we have more. We have more available, which is good because this game can be quite difficult. Here we can break down equipment. We can break down items to get anima from it. Personally, I like to hoard stuff. I'm a bit of a hoarder. I loot everything. And I don't really want to break anything down. I'd rather go out and kill additional enemies and farm more anima, which you can do. Enemies will respawn, so you can farm them if you wish to do that. So, our bag. Our bag here, we can deposit all of our stuff there so we don't have to worry about carry weight too much. And there's side quests in the game. We can take all these side quests, go knock them down, get large anima rewards, and new, we can get, like I showed you before in the talent book, you'll see strength +1 is one of the rewards here, so we can complete that. We can get new abilities and stuff just by completing quests. Kill lists. So those are our goals. These are the dudes we want to take out for our main goal, is to get these targets, and that will expand as you continue throughout the game. Last thing we do before we leave here is we're going to plant those seeds. So we can add items here to our quick bar here. We're going to just put the seeds on there to make it easy. And if I hit right on the D-pad there, it'll plant my seed. And I have 2 plants down on the ground here planted now. And there's a little bar there that'll slowly fill up as you wait. So you can AFK if you want. You can plant a bunch of seeds, go AFK for a bit, come back, and it'll all be planted. It'll be fully grown, I mean, and you'll be able to harvest it. Or you can go on killing, go play the game, and then when you come back to this place, it'll be fully grown, hopefully. So that's that, guys. Before we continue onward to show you a little bit more about the game, Shroud of Mist. This is the co-op item. Now, I have some... this definitely falls under my con list a little bit. If we read this item, it'll say, Shroud of Mist, use the Shroud of Mist and wait for support to arrive. Once used, you must visit an Elder God statue to use it again. If you wish to offer your support to another, you can do so by selecting a support signal on the mini-map. If you move to another area, the rescue will end. Souls-like co-op, in other words. So if I move to an area where I can fight things, and I hit this item, I use this item, it will pop this up. Say, hey, other knights have been notified. Please wait. So we just sit back, chill, relax, and wait for a co-op partner to arrive. You can have 3 players total, including yourself, so 2 other people can join you, and you can get some help to conquer a difficult area. The problem with this is it's limited co-op. It's co-op that you have to keep inviting people to, and then once you're done with that area, it ends. And you will find yourself sitting here waiting for a while for someone to join your game. That's probably because the game's in early access right now. I'm certain the population will increase. But if you want to play this game as a pure co-op game with your friends from like start to end, that's not going to happen. And that is unfortunate. That's unfortunate to me. I'll definitely discuss that. I mean, you guys already heard me discuss it, but I'll definitely recap that again in the cons section. And we'll get to that. Let's move to the next portion of the video. Let's do this. For the final portion of our video, before we get to the pros, cons, and final thoughts, I wanted to show you guys a bit of like a rare spawn final boss of an area I have. And you'll notice he's glowing blue, right? Well, he was not doing that when we first fought this enemy early on in the video, right? So this guy's actually a much stronger version of the earlier one. Ooh, that was not good. We'll get him, though. We'll get him. We'll get him. Counter. Ooh, I got no stamina. Ooh, finished him with the counter. Ooh, that was close. That was close. And that finishes one of the quests I was trying to do here. And you'll see that. There we go. We got Guts. Decreases damage taken when low on HP. This skill stacks. So that's one of the things you can do. You go do your side quests, get stronger, unlock a lot of new stuff, a lot of new traits, and be stronger and take on harder enemies. Well, guys, let's move on to our final portion, our pros, cons, and final thoughts. Let's do this! The pros, cons, and final thoughts for Lost Epic. The combat is fluid. It's great. It feels good. That's the most important thing. I usually put these type of things first in pros. It's like, what is the combat like? How is the shooting? How is the slashing? How is the whatever you're doing in a particular game? Is the gameplay good? Most important thing, right? It is. In Lost Epic, it's amazing. It feels... There's some games that you can tell like a AAA studio is behind it, right? Just looking at it. And they don't even have combat as fluid and fun as Lost Epic does. Lost Epic's combat stands high above a lot of the genre. Love it. I have a good time killing things. What could I say? It's fun to kill things in games. The difficulty is there. You need to practice. There's tough fights. You saw mini bosses, where you gotta nail those counters. And the counter system in this game is cool. It's not just like, oh, hit this button at the right time and you'll counter. It's use an ability and hit them with your ability at a certain time. And that could be a bunch of different abilities you'll get throughout the game, that when you time this ability strike, it could be a ground slam, the sword uppercut, something like that, that you time well, it inflicts damage, and then it kind of like knocks the enemy into a state where you can continue a combo. I like that counter system where it's not just like you're sitting there and trying to like block, or like you're putting your sword up or something, you know? It's an ability that you normally use in combat, just timed properly. Works really well for the combat, and it keeps that fluid type of feeling going, you know? A massive amount of progression. Stats, passive skills, and crafting recipes. I love it. I always like, if you guys have seen my other videos, RPG elements, progression, things that keep you working to be stronger. That's my thing, man. I love that kind of stuff. This game does not fall short of progression systems. Visually impressive. I love it. Go back in the video and take a look at just how nice the game looks. Visually, the game, it's got that like anime color palette style going on, and it's so nice to look at. Like, I've played a lot of the darker type of games in this genre, and I like that. I like that grim type of stuff, but it's nice to see something a little brighter sometimes that's a little more impressive graphically, because there's games that are like very, very high graphic games that are in like a horror setting or a dark setting, and graphics don't pop as much if it's in a dark environment. So when you brighten things up a bit, like maybe like a Borderlands 3 style, the graphics kind of show a little better. They show some more. But then, of course, you'll have opinions on how cell shading like Borderlands 3, this style of game, or more of a dark and dreary, like a Witcher 3 style. If you go to a brighter area in a game, generally the graphics kind of, they pop out at you a little bit. Moving on. Nice soundtrack. I don't know if you can hear the sound right now, the song playing in the background. The soundtrack's pretty nice. It's calming in some places. It's kind of nice to just have in the background. And then there's times when like you get in combat and, you know, it ramps up and it feels good. It sets the mood. I like it. Cons. No mouse support. If you're going to play with your keyboard, it's only the keyboard. There's no mouse at all. So you're using your arrow keys to move, and then like your, I don't know, like A to strike and stuff. It feels bad. It feels real bad. You're pretty much required to have a controller. If you don't have a controller, get one if this game really looks good to you. And if you're not willing to buy a controller, you might not enjoy this game much. And it's a huge miss for co-op fans. The game allows for small co-op opportunities with random players. There is no option to co-op the entire game with some friends. So again, if you're going to do the co-op thing, it's for a short duration. Someone will join your game, or you're going to join theirs to help them. But there's no, like, hey, I'm going to target this specific player and join him. It's pretty much completely random. You might be able to, like, time it. Like, all right, use your thing now to start the co-op. All right, I see it. I'm going to join. That must be you. You could probably pull it off like that, but there's no, like, let's join from menu and just play the whole game together. And that's a big miss for me. It's one of the big misses for the Souls-like series of games that they have co-op like that, like Neo and Dark Souls. That's one of the big misses for me, and I understand why they do it. I'm just not a fan of it. Final thoughts. Lost Epic hits hard with the quality combat, progression, and visuals. With some attention to the better mouse and keyboard support, this game would be high up on my list for this genre. If the dev team decides to sprinkle a bit of co-op love on the game, I would be shouting this game from the virtual rooftops. I'd be up in Discord, guys, you got it. You gotta get this game. I need 2 people. Let's go co-op this together. I'm telling you, if they hit home with that co-op and they fix it, which I think it needs to be fixed or adjusted, changed, whatever, if they do that, I'm pushing this to all my friends right away. I'm telling you, you'll see me up on stream. You will see us playing this and having a good time, killing a bunch of things together. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on Lost Epic. I enjoyed making it. I definitely enjoyed playing it. And if you like this type of content, throw us a sub, throw us a like. Always appreciate that. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Skedat!